Did you guys listen to the J. Cole album?
I didn't listen to the album, but I listened to the song.
You listen to the disc?
Yeah.
I like J. Cole when he rap like that. It was smooth. It was dope. It was smooth. I think it's like still even. I think they even.
They're just taking little shots back and forth because it's no real like personal attacks. What did Kendrick say? He basically said, "I think I'm the best. I don't think it's top 3. It's just me."
He right.
That's kind of whatever. Like that was the gist of his, and then the gist of like J. Cole shit was to say like
that shit was hard.
Was to say J. Cole's trying to rewrite rap history and say that To Pimp a Butterfly was ass.
Yeah, like stop.
No, I always thought it was ass too.
Look, my only point.
Crazy.
I'm just gonna be real.
My only
Kendrick
point
is
boring
classic.
album.
Classic. Look,
like you know how I was
You
asking you,
tripping.
is you classic?
He's tripping.
Kendrick is classic.
He's
like
tripping.
How many songs do you think you could drive around and listen to on that
Tripping.
project?
It's
Like
not
one?
drive around
4.
music.
That's the problem.
But look, drive around music don't
4.
don't say who's the GOAT or who's not just because you got
Nah.
good
Okay.
drive around.
no, it doesn't.
But
You
think
know-
about it. Think about it. J. Cole is highlighting the biggest weakness in Kendrick's discography and career, which is that at this point, he basically makes albums to try to win Grammys and not to satisfy his like young street
Look.
demographic. No young people in LA listen to Kendrick.
My opinion on this is
That's
look,
true.
I don't
We all
like,
know it. It
Not-
sounds
not- listen,
controversial
hold on,
coming
hold
from
on.
my mouth.
Excuse
We
me,
all
excuse
know
me,
it's
excuse
true.
me. That's not all the way true. Because
It's
I got
99%.
a couple of homies who listen, but we all respect Kendrick in a light to where
Yes.
he don't give us enough music anyway.
But when he
For
does,
us-
it ain't shit that
look.
we want to listen to. Let's be
Look,
real.
listen. J. Cole, 2 points that I didn't like was the nigga tried to say we don't give a fuck about Grammys. That's a broke nigga favorite line. We don't give a fuck
Right.
about money. Shut up, cause you don't got none.
Right, you ain't got no
Nigga
Grammys.
got 2
nigga.
Grammys and this nigga got 14.
But
You
they're
ain't-
both
you
talking
so
about
they're both
Grammys
so
don't
rich
matter.
that money's like out of the
Look,
I'm not
question,
saying
don't
money.
you think?
Listen, it was an analogy.
He got so much money
Because J.
that
Cole
only thing
said-
he wanted is a Grammy. Well, you know,
My point was J. Cole said in the song, nigga, we don't give a fuck about them Grammys. I'm
Right.
saying the analogy, that's a broke nigga's favorite line is
I don't care about no money.
Yes, you do. You just don't have none. Yeah, you give a fuck about them Grammys. You just mad he got
Right.
14 and you have 2.
Right.
And then my other point was, nigga talking about your 3rd album put us to sleep. What J. Cole song ain't put me to sleep?
Right,
What the fuck
right.
is you talking about, nigga?
No
what J.
cap.
Cole album ain't put a
both
nigga
of
to
they
bed?
shit,
talking about?
Both of y'all shit didn't put us to bed.
You feel
too.
me? Like, but don't
it ain't-
say
hold
that
on.
like you don't make sleepy
we not,
music.
No. We just saying we not saying they're no type of weak. They the best type of niggas.
Them are the GOATs lyrically.
J. Cole is
But-
his music
Yeah.
is so much better than Kendrick's. It's
He makes
so
radio.
much
I
more
cannot-
relevant.
he makes
it's
radio
so much more
music.
popular.
They in the
J.
same
Cole-
lane.
J.
J.
Cole's
Cole
last album
makes-
sold like 2 times as many as Kendrick's
J.
last
Cole
album.
makes it a
Who gives
point
a fuck?
to make.
I'm
J-
just saying it's a
the
big
J.
difference.
Cole makes a point to make his lyrics and a popular song, and he'll make it a thing like Lil Durk. Kendrick, like how Lil Durk did the All My Life with J. Cole.
Right.
J. Cole makes it a point to
With
make
J.
music that'll be rideable in the
Right.
radio type space. Kendrick doesn't give a fuck. He
Right.
like, I'm better than
He
you
has
niggas
his own
rapping.
lane.
I don't care about
Right.
making this
He
drive
gotta-
around.
but-
I don't care about making songs with Lil Durk and these niggas and
Right,
features.
he
I
ain't got to
don't
make
care.
no. But hold
You
on,
feel me?
but you know, Jake. So to me, they the same type of person because J. Cole didn't win a whole album with nobody on there. You feel me? And even though we really ain't listened to it, the shit that we did here, we know he was going crazy.
We really ain't listened to it. Like, that's the whole point, is that motherfuckers are not listening to it. They respect it, but they don't listen to it.
We only saying that because we the
In
streets.
certain-
I'm still coming from the streets. I don't know about everybody else. I'm in the streets, so I know what we listen to in the streets, and it ain't too much of that. You know what I'm saying?
If we polled Aiden Ross, his audience, he's got like 100,000 people watching him at all times. If we got every single person watching Aiden Ross to tell us exactly what they thought about Kendrick's most recent album, I'm going to say like 10% have heard it and like 2% liked
Niggas
it.
know J. Cole album too.
I'm just
No.
saying that when it comes to the actual
No.
average hip-hop consumer at this point, Kendrick is basically out of the conversation.
You have to put J. Cole in there
Motherfuckers
too, 'cause
do not
nobody
listen to them.
wants to listen to music. when you
People
have
listen to
think.
J. Cole. These kids
no.
love J. Cole.
25 and down,
No,
not
they
really
don't.
J.
No,
Cole
they
And
fans.
listen,
These
what
kids
I'm
don't
saying
love
was
J.
not
Cole.
true in 2016 or 2015
Why
or
they don't?
2014, and it
These
is
kids
true
don't
now.
love J. Cole. No, they don't.
Yes, they
No,
do.
They don't love Kendrick or
They
J.
do
Cole.
not fuck with Kendrick, but
That's-
they fuck with J. Cole.
Don't do that.
More
They-
than
No,
more
they
than
don't.
him.
What are you
Kids?
talking
No, they
about?
don't.
They do.
No, they
Look
don't,
at
This
the
is
chat.
Kendrick.
These
they
kids
don't.
listen to J. Cole. Kendrick's has.
No, they don't.
Kendrick has
Kids
ceased to
don't
make
listen to
music
J.
that
Cole.
the
Hold on,
younger
wait.
audience
Hold
listens
on.
to for many,
Kids
many
listen to
years.
Baby
But we
Kid.
not
You're
gonna,
in denial.
What
Kids
we not
listen
gonna
to
do
Baby
on the
Kid
West
and
Coast
Laser
is
Dance.
disrespect Kendrick Lamar like that.
Ever.
That's not an argument.
We're not
We're
gonna
talking
do
about
that.
the actual popularity of his music.
Kids listen to Laser Dim.
We do
No,
not.
they don't. That's 1% of kids.
They do. Kids,
Bro.
Kids don't listen to J.
What?
Cole.
You're talking about an artist whose most popular songs have 100,000
listen
or
to J. Cole,
200,000
bro.
views versus
What
J.
kids
Cole.
you know who listen
His
to J.
big
Cole?
songs have like 100 million plays
They're
on
none of them
YouTube.
children,
They're
except
literally
off
But hold on,
1,000
Lil
times
Durk.
more relevant.
Hold on, you talking about Kendrick
You
and
talking
J.
about
Cole.
kids.
They both.
But
shit.
he's trying to bring in underground
I'm
rappers
saying-
that nobody
I'm
listens
just
to
saying,
that I
kids,
fuck with.
your
But
average
it's
kids are not
unrealistic
riding
to
around
even
playing
put
no
them in the
fucking
conversation.
J.
Oh, no,
I'm
no.
talking about
Are
a
you out your
rounding
mind?
Hold
error.
on,
You think
but-
your average kid is
but
riding around playing
the
J. Cole?
kids, the kids out
You're
here
out
is
your mind
riding.
Way
if
more
you
than
think that.
Kendrick.
You're out your
Way
mind.
more than.
No.
Then why is he
You're out
selling
your mind.
2 times
We're
as
not-
much?
We're not
Because he
playing
makes
them
radio.
400K versus
Because
200K.
He's on Lil Durk
Beat
shit.
it.
He does features.
Hey,
That's why.
All
Bro,
you're
listen
arguing
to
is
Lil
that
Durk.
Kendrick's not
Look,
playing.
Keith,
Kendrick put Kodak on his most recent album.
Though. Equally, we're not playing J.
That's
Cole
what
or
I'm
Kendrick.
saying. That's what I'm
Us.
saying. No young people.
Equally.
No.
400K, 200K.
No young people
Very
are riding
different.
around playing Kendrick or that nigga. Either. No kids are playing J. Cole.
Especially their whole album.
Kendrick is
not
bi-
one.
Okay.
Fucking kids
Let me
listening
tell you
to J.
something.
Cole.
This is a statement of fact that you cannot deny. J. Cole is at his peak.
Yeah.
Kendrick peaked in 2012.
No, yeah, he did go.
That's a fact.
He did have a peak then. Yeah. But
10 years ago. 12 years
hold
ago.
on, but they're in the industry, which they the top dogs, where one could go crazy at any time and one could go crazy. Right now, it could be J. Cole's turn or Kendrick's turn. Whoever turn it is, one of them could kill shit at any time too.
The more I think about it, the more insanely delusional that it seems to me to be when Kendrick says there's no big 3, it's just big me.
It's definitely a big 3.
J. Cole and Drake are so much bigger than him.
He's not talking.
What the
Bro,
fuck?
he's not talking about fame.
He said
why
big
do niggas?
3.
They're not even so much. Hold on,
If
Drake,
we're talking about
Drake
skill,
is
then
so
let's
much
put
bigger
logic
than-
in the
about
conversation.
skill.
But
No.
look,
Nobody gives a fuck about how good you are at
Logic
rapping.
has fucking
if Drake went
out-rap
hand to hand,
Kendrick.
back to back, Kendrick gonna win.
I'm not fucking
Period.
arguing no rap.
But if
art.
Kendrick
This
go
is
back to back
ridiculous.
with J. Cole, J.
What are we
Cole could probably
talking
win.
about? You don't know what you're talking about, bro. We're talking about
I'm
actual
talking
rapping.
numbers.
Fuck numbers. We don't give a fuck about no billboard.
That's
nigga.
convenient.
Fuck them
Nah,
numbers.
you can't
convenient.
say that.
No.
You
He's
can't say
talking
that.
about I rap better
As
than
soon
you.
as we start
Just
talking about
because-
things that you can't
Drake,
argue,
bro.
oh, it's not about
It's
No,
not-
no, no,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
no.
It's not
He's
about
not
it is
winning.
about
Listen,
numbers.
It's about
he's
numbers.
talking no.
It's about numbers, it's about money,
just
it's about
because you
popularity,
sell
it's about
more-
success.
Listen,
He's
listen.
he talking
If you
about it
sell
in the
more, that
bigger
mean you
picture.
rap better than me?
Right? No, it doesn't.
Who
Then what
raps
do we-
better
then
is
why are we
objective.
I get what you're saying.
sales?
I get exactly
You get what
you're
I'm
saying.
saying?
Exactly
Sales
what you're saying.
don't mean you rap better than
That's-
somebody.
okay.
Drake
That's
can't
all
rap
objective.
better than Drake
It's
Cole
all
or Kendrick.
Let me tell you something. Rapping well
are
is
we talking
only
about?
important in the sense
That's
that it could make you
right,
more
right.
popular
That's
and
what
make you
he's
sell
talking
more.
about.
This
He's
is
not
correct.
We're
talking
talking about
fame.
business.
But
We're
I
grown
get what
men.
you
He's
said.
not talking
We're
about
talking
pop
about dudes
music.
who have been successful for over 10
Drake
years
make
each.
pop music and shit. He's
Okay.
not talking about who's more famous, or he's not talking about who sells more.
Right.
Just because you sell more don't equate that you can rap better than me lyrically.
Right.
People don't even care about that shit. People don't want to sit and dissect bars. They want to feel. And
People don't
Drake
care
makes
if you can
feel
rap
music.
better.
They don't care.
He
Well,
didn't say.
That's why.
He didn't say
You know what I'm
it's
saying? We're
not
in a
the
whole
best
different
3.
scene right now.
He didn't say it's not the best 3. He said it's not the big 3.
The big 3 of
If
the
he had
best.
said
trying to
the
get
best
technical.
3,
I'm going to tell you why the big
what
3 of the
determines
best
who's big?
lyricists.
No,
The big 3
what
of the
determines
best
who's
rappers.
big?
I think Kendrick is
When he
almost
says
the
big
best
3,
lyricist.
he's talking about fame.
He
What-
number
what's
1 or
big?
2
When
in
he
the
says
best
What does
big
big
3,
lyricist.
is he
mean?
talking about fame?
What does big mean?
In the
You
big
don't
three,
want to answer this
big-
question. You
No,
won't even
I'm
look
about
at me.
to tell
You
you why.
won't even look at me.
Let me
Because you're
tell
wrong.
you.
You're wrong.
Let me tell
You're
you.
wrong.
The first big 3 is who? Basketball. Are they talking about fame and a big 3 in basketball? Or skill?
They're talking about who's-
they talking
okay,
about the big.
basketball
the
is
big,
something-
Hold on, wait.
That's
you
where
talking
Hey,
big
about-
listen to
three
me.
comes
Basketball
from.
is something where success
That's
and
what
skill are
basketball,
directly
cuz.
tied.
That's where the
They're-
term big 3 comes from.
Best
DW.
and
Look,
best
we
and
know-
biggest are the
I think
same thing.
Kendrick
in
might
basketball.
be the best lyricist, 1 or 2.
He
He's
is. We're not talking about
but
fame.
we're not
the
talking best, we're
biggest
talking
one is
biggest.
Drake. Drake is the biggest one out of all 3 of them.
Taylor Swift's the biggest one.
No, I'm
Bad
talking.
Bunny's the
but she
biggest
don't
one.
rap.
But in terms of hip hop, yes, Drake is bigger.
Yeah. Drake is the biggest one.
Right.
And
Bro, it's about
nobody
who's the best
gives a
MC.
fuck who can be
I
the
don't
best
care about
MC.
these billboards.
No, I'm
Kendrick,
saying-
that's what Kendrick's talking about.
That's
He's not
what-
talking about billboards
Right.
and shit.
Kendrick
This
saying
is
that
what
he's
niggas
better
get
than you,
fucked up
literally.
with.
But Kendrick's
This is
not
why-
better
no,
than
this
them.
is- yes,
than
he
J.
is.
Cole.
I don't think he's better
You can
than
say
them
Kendrick's
neither.
better than Drake because they make completely
And
different types of
this
music.
is exactly-
J. Cole
I think
raps
they
better.
like- I think they
J.
all
Cole
here.
makes
why
better
people
music.
Can't argue this shit because nobody cares about the bar. This nigga up here talking about sales and billboards.
No, but we can
What
talk
the
about the
fuck are we
quality of the
talking
music
about?
too.
I argue
What
with
are
my
we
manager all the
talking
time,
about?
and all he do is go straight to numbers.
Yeah, that shit don't
Because
matter.
it's business. It's not about the art.
No,
Right?
yes it is, and that's where all this shit goes.
No,
to
no,
shit.
no.
The moment
He
you say
said
that.
it's a conversation about
both
who's
of
the
y'all
big
right.
about
three.
art.
Both of y'all right. Cuz.
Big three, not
To
best
us,
three.
It's about art.
I get what
What are
you're
we talking about?
That's my argument. You got my argument.
What are we talking
But
about?
you're right too. I figured out y'all both right.
No, we're not. No, he's not.
Y'all literally
No.
both right, bro.
No, fuck no.
No, I'm right.
When
Damn.
we're talking about the art
Damn.
of rap, nigga,
Y'all
a
both
big
right.
three. I can't argue actual MCing and rap with this white man. Cause what are we talking about? You're talking about billboards and numbers?
No,
what are you talking about?
But we
That-
could talk
what is
about the
that
best.
talking
We
about?
could talk about the quality of the music.
Hey, no, son.
We could talk about both.
Who's
Billboards
right?
and numbers proves
wrong,
that
bro?
you're the best.
Come on,
on
yeah,
paper.
let's be real.
It does.
We have another one. He said you're wrong.
J. Cole sells
Let's be
twice as
real.
much.
Bro, we can't talk about sales.
Kendrick is at the end of his
I don't
career.
think J. Cole is better
Hey,
than
Here's my
Kendrick.
opinion.
can't.
But
Kendrick's near the end
he
of his
can fuck
career.
with him.
He's selling less now than he sold at the beginning of
I
his career.
believe that too.
If records is
J.
what
Cole
niggas
is at a
going
high.
off, if sales is what niggas is going off,
Facts.
then we're arguing something completely different. Because I don't equate sales when I'm talking about.
Bro, y'all
the best.
arguing something completely
three.
different.
What I just said.
Big three.
I know.
Completely different.
That's what I'm saying.
Kendrick made a statement about the big three, not the best
Where
three.
does
Right.
the big three term comes from? Where the first time?
Who's
you
the
heard
biggest
big
and
three-
who
Hold on.
sells the most?
Snoop is the biggest
No.
artist, if you want to say
No.
Snoop
biggest
puts out an
artist.
album and
When
selling
the first time I
30K.
heard somebody
Bro,
say
no,
First
you
week.
talking, but but I'm
Miami
talking about
Heat.
like known too.
Suspect. Stop talking to people off camera.
I'm talking to the microphone.
Yeah, but look at
Miami
us. It's
Heat.
one conversation. You can't just
looking at
yell at.
cameras.
He's yelling at the wall.
I'm looking at cameras.
You're yelling
What
at
are
the
you talking
wall.
about? I'm looking at cameras.
Because
We're
you don't want to look
the-
at
the
us because you
first-
know that you're taking an L on this.
How?
We're talking about the
I'm
big
arguing
three.
with a white man and he's
the
talking about
big
sales.
three.
You're
Y'all
wrong
bet-
as fuck.
The
Y'all
big three is
hey,
about who's
cuz.
the
You're
biggest.
wrong as fuck. No, it's not.
All you can
No,
say
it's
is that
not.
you
I
personally
ain't gonna
like
argue.
Kendrick's
It's
raps better.
It's not. That's not what I'm saying.
That's a personal
That's
thing.
not what I'm saying.
And you're allowed to have
I
your
never
own
said that
personal
I like
preferences.
Kendrick music better than any of them.
Yeah,
You're
your
completely
preference.
wrong.
But the thing we
That's
can
not my
prove is who's
preference.
bigger.
That's not my preference. I said
The whole beef is
you
about
never
who's
asked me
bigger.
My preference. My preference, rap-wise, I think Drake makes better music.
Right.
Who raps better? MCing.
No, we get what you mean.
MCing is Kendrick Lamar.
I'm just telling you
When
that
he's talking
when it
about
comes
big
down
three,
to who's biggest,
Hey,
who's the best
I'm
at
not
rapping
arguing,
doesn't really matter.
We're not doing it. Yes, it does.
No,
It does.
because we're talking about biggest, not best. All right, let me read some
When
donations
we're talking
here.
about big three, he's talking about best. He's not talking about biggest.
Good
When
argument,
Kendrick
but I gotta
Lamar-
hand you the L.
When Kendrick Lamar,
'Cause you're talking
big
about
three-
something completely
No,
different than
when
what I'm
Kendrick
talking
Lamar
about.
said big three, he's not talking
Okay,
about
you-
biggest.
but-
he's talking about best.
Sus,
because when
we-
they say the best lyricists,
Sus, let me talk.
They say
We
Kendrick
can agree.
Lamar,
We
Drake,
can agree.
and him. Do they not? They're not talking about the most famous.
Sus.
They're talking about the biggest rappers, lyricists.
But
They
if
say
you,
big
if you
three,
weren't so
Kendrick,
addicted to hearing
J.
yourself
Cole,
talk
and
here,
Lamar.
you could
What are we talking
come to
about?
an understanding. Sus, who's the biggest? Not Kendrick.
Drake.
And that's all Kendrick ever said is that he was the biggest.
I would say Drake is.
And he's smoking dust if
But
he
I-
thinks that.
I think Kendrick might be the best lyricist out of all of them.
Yeah, that's fine. But that's a totally different conversation than the one that's currently
You
taking
completely
place in this music.
misinterpreted him. You completely. He never said when he said big three. He's not talking about fame. Why do you think he's talking about fame?
No, it's not about
when he
fame. It's
says
about
big three?
success and
Why do you
popularity.
think he's talking about popularity?
Because that's what the top rappers in the game
He's
compete
saying
on.
he more of a nigga.
He's not what he's saying.
Why-
He's
why-
saying I rap.
why
better
are we
than
not
y'all.
talking about
I get
Eminem?
What
that.
the fuck are we
Sus,
talking about?
I
Why,
get
why
that
is
too.
Eminem not in this conversation? He's a better rapper than everybody here, right?
No, he's not.
Yeah, he
I
is.
wouldn't say that.
In a lot of people's minds.
Fuck no.
No, he's not.
Want to know
Fuck
why?
no. No,
he's
Because it's not about that.
Shout out to
It's about
Eminem,
success.
but hell no.
Okay.
If we're talking about
Stacks.
success, MC Hammer and Vanilla Ice is the greatest rappers to ever touch.
No,
it.
they're
We're talking
obviously
about-
not.
If we're going off
That is an
your
insane
argument, if we're going
statement.
off your argument,
How are they the most successful?
Because they are.
And we're talking about right now. Nobody gives a fuck about 40 years ago.
Sold more than all of them.
Yeah,
You're
in a
talking about
different era
Eminem.
where people
You're
were
talking about
buying
Eminem.
physical copies.
You were the one who started talking about these old niggas. You're talking about Eminem. We're talking about Kendrick.
But
and
I'm
J.
saying, why
Cole.
isn't Eminem in the conversation? He's a modern rapper. He's still rapping.
all
You
right,
bringing
bro.
up Vanilla Ice is insane.
All right, bro. The white man got it. You don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you're right.
Yeah, he just put his white man. Man,
Adam
don't know what he's
22
talking
W's
about.
in the chat.